And after being convicted of 5 felony charges, Anthony Patterson is sentenced to more than 3 decades behind bars.
Josh Hoggard has been following this trial and brings us more from today's proceedings.
After multiple delays that left a community wondering if the trial of Anthony Ryan Patterson would ever actually happen, on Wednesday, a Tarrant County jury of 8 men and 4 women ensured that some semblance of justice was finally served. It's been nearly 1,400 days since the former president of the Patterson Auto Group was first arrested for human trafficking, allegations that stunned a community.
What he was doing publicly by being on the board for a youth organization, by mentoring youth, well, what he's doing, when nobody's looking, and the public did not match the private.
Over a dozen felony charges later, and more than 7 years after a day 2 little girls from Vernon say they'll never forget, the victims of Anthony Patterson can finally breathe a sigh of relief after the jury found him guilty on 5 charges of human trafficking and child sex crimes on Tuesday afternoon. They returned their punishment on Wednesday. 10 years for human trafficking, 5 years on each of the 3 indecency charges, and 18 years for sexual performance by a child. The final 4 of those set to run consecutively by presiding judge Meredith Kennedy.
Between the stacking and his age, it's still going to effectuate that he's not going to be around kids. He's not going to be in our community.
Wichita County DA John Gillespie said he's thankful for the girls' sake that it's finally over. But according to Patterson's lead defense attorney, Toby Shook, his team's work is just getting started.
We've always maintained Anthony's innocence, and the next step would be the appeal of the 5 convictions, and we'll start that process today.
And while many members of the community may feel like the punishment doesn't quite fit the crimes Patterson's been convicted of, according to Gillespie, the verdicts and sentences accomplish what they set out to do when they brought charges against him nearly 4 years ago.
It's an effective 33-year sentence. He's nearly 50 years old. He'll die in prison or get close to dying in prison.
Now, while the law in 2017 doesn't allow for Patterson's human trafficking charge to be stacked along with his other charges, Gillespie said that the fact that he has now been convicted of that crime will very likely affect the possibility he's ever granted parole.